Our next luminary is Tim Conway, but under the pseudonym of Dag Hereford, he really happens to be one of the country's leading race drivers. Tonight, he's going to tell us all about this hazardous sport. So let's say hello to Daredevil Dag. Here you go. Mr. Hereford, I understand that you and your driving partner just completed the Noble Gas cross-country race from New York to Los Angeles.
That's right. We just got in this morning.
Oh, boy, I imagine driving across the country like that, it's a grueling task, huh? How long did it take you?
It took us a year and a half.
A year and a half to drive across? Well, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, we were driving day and night.
Did you have a blowout?
Well, we had a little party in Phoenix. 6 months we were there. Yeah.
I understand that in addition to being a race driver, you're also an outstanding sports car driver. Gee, I imagine accelerating to speeds like 150 miles per hour is quite dangerous, huh? What's the biggest safety factor in a situation like that when you're going that
Well, I think the key word here is alert.
Alert?
Yes, you have to be able to make decisions instantaneously because you're inches away from a fatal accident at any time. So you got to be able to jump, turn that wheel just on a moment's notice.
Got to be sharp.
Oh, yeah,
really sharp. Able to make snap decisions, 2 and 2. Of course, I suppose that could apply to everyday driving, like keeping your mind active, you know.
4.
Pardon?
2 and 2. 4. See how I jump right on?
You're alert, right? I was wondering, traveling at those speeds, have you ever rolled over?
Pardon?
Rolled over, you know what I mean, rolled over. Have you ever rolled over? Rolled over?
Well, if you think it'd be interesting, I suppose I'd...
No.
Say, don't just sit up and beg. I got a bad knee.
No, I mean, have you ever rolled over in a big race?
Oh, yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, I've rolled over in my last 12 races.
What do your mechanics say?
He's rolling over again. Bunch of smart Alex, huh?
Sassy. Have they done anything to improve the car?
Well, yeah, they redesigned it for me.
Oh, I see. You made it closer to the ground.
No, they made it rounder. Boy, she really goes now.
What race are you prepping for now?
Well, we're going to be up the Indianapolis 500. We're prepping for that. We'll be up there in February.
February, but the 500 is running Memorial Day.
Yeah, I know, but we go up in February. There's a lot less traffic. You get up there on Memorial Day, boy, those guys are spinning around there. That's why we get to iron out the bugs.
Have you ever won any races?
Well, I came pretty close in the Daytona 300. Yeah, I was down there. I was leading by 6 laps. I only had a lap to go, and I pulled in for a pit stop and a tire change, and took them an hour and a half to change the tire. So I ended up last.
I thought those pit crews could change a tire in 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, they can, but I got in the wrong pit. Guys took off my tire. They were up on the hill up there laughing and, you know, smoking.
Rolling the tire around.
Yeah, they're drinking gas, you know.
What's the biggest prize you ever won, Dag?
Well, let me see. I was probably in...
The biggest race you ever been in?
I was in a race over with the Grand Prix.
Oh, Grand Prix? Did you run in there?
Yeah, well, first prize was $50,000.
$50,000?
Second was $40,000. Yeah. I know I'm down, you know.
Yeah. Where did you finish?
I was in there. Yeah.
Oh, what did you win?
I won a loop job.
How does your wife feel about that? I'm often wanting to ask the race drivers now, how does your wife feel about you being a sports car driver?
Well, it kind of bugs her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why, you mean she doesn't like it?
Well, no, not exactly that. You see, it just kind of bugs her. She doesn't have a windshield on her side. Yeah. Those Canadian soldiers hit you, man. You know it.
After the course.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Hereford, would it be possible for us to, we'd like to, could we see your car?
Well, it's kind of big to bring in here. It's outside. I'll tell you what, though. I could start up the engine, kind of drive her off. At least you could hear the engine.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be quite a thrill.
Right. Well, I'll go start.
Yeah, he's going to be starting up his 650 horsepower engine out there, his machine, and you'll get a chance to hear it. Boy, that's great. Listen to that power. There he goes. Mr. Hereford, what happened?
Oh, I keep forgetting to get in it.
Okay, that's what I wanted you to hear at the very end. I keep forgetting to get in. Now I'm speaking about the races that are televised and the big races like the Daytona race, the Indy race, Grand Prix. In any of those races where you see those car wrecks, I want to tell you something. there's no driver in the car. Now, I've done videos on this subject, and I don't know where they are. I don't even know if they're still on there, because I deleted a few of my channels voluntarily. But if you watch carefully, you will see there are no drivers in the cars. Now, what that means is the cars are driven possibly remote control electronically. In this day and age, they could all be driven by computers. And remember, the hoax-like people were about 25 years ahead of the current technology that you know. So they could have been doing this for 25, 30 years using computers to go around a racetrack with those cars. They could also be driven somehow underneath with magnetics or some type of an attachment underneath the car. I am not entirely sure, but I am sure of one thing. The big races that you watch on television, the cars are empty of human occupants. I know you've seen wrecks and you've seen somebody get out of the car. No, you think that's what happened. But it's not what happened. Use your head. Why would anybody be so stupid to risk their life to zoom around a racetrack? Now, in many ways, this sketch, they were telling you, it's all a farce. But what really drove it home for me was at the end of the sketch, whereby he starts the motor and the car goes off, but he's not in the race car. It's as clear as can be. There's no human occupants in those cars that are racing, in the big races. Now, let me put a footnote by this. Amateur racers, local racers, even low-level racing, moderate-level racing, yes, there's human occupants. But the high-level races that you watch on television, like the Indy and the Grand Prix and the Daytona, there's no one in those cars. Tim Conway just told you. Remember his name. Conway. He's telling you there are cons in this world, and he's telling you all about them in this sketch. Thank you for watching. End of video.